The Atlanta VA hospital after a veteran was shot and killed inside the emergency room in the Decatur facility.
Officials say the veteran was suicidal and armed with a knife.
Only on Atlanta News First, Patrick Quinn spoke with top officials at the VA. And Patrick, doctors and veterans advocates have been calling for improved security inside Atlanta's VA for months now. So break down what changes are coming.
And the most visible change that veterans and healthcare staff members will see here in Decatur, new metal detectors, they will be added starting in April. And this actually was called upon by staff members last July, but they weren't delivered at the time. And as you mentioned, 32 days ago, a veteran wielding a knife was shot and killed here inside the ER. The VA hopes that with these security changes, while that man's life was lost, others might be saved.
Engine 1 on scene, the Claremont Road Command of the VA investigating.
Inside the Atlanta VA ER in late January, police said 58-year-old John Robert Smith, contemplating suicide, advanced towards a VA staff member with a knife. That's when a VA security guard shot and killed Smith. This week, a month after Smith's death, VA Deputy Secretary Tanya Bradsher toured the Atlanta hospital.
The incident that happened here last month wasn't just impacting Atlanta. We saw it in D.C., wanting to make sure that we did everything we can to provide the security measures here to ensure that doesn't happen again.
Bradsher said among those new security measures, they're adding more VA police officers. They're reviewing body camera video to help enhance de-escalation tactics and adding metal detectors at the hospital entrances.
Hello, how you doing today?
What's the timetable of the weapons detection system to actually be installed?
Our goal is to have them here in April, and hopefully we can get them fully installed by the end of the month.
For many staff members, these changes are long overdue. Last July, staff at the Atlanta VA launched this online petition titled Protect Emergency Department Staff and Veterans at the Atlanta VA MC. Among their demands, installation of security devices, such as metal detectors. Those demands were not met at the time. And a day after the ER shooting in January, in an email acquired by Atlanta News First between Atlanta VA doctors, one wrote, and an attached letter to Senator John Ossoff, had our recommendations for weapons detectors been instituted, this veteran would be alive. John Robert Smith died that day. But with new security measures coming to the Atlanta VA, federal officials are confident those who served our country and the healthcare professionals that serve them will be better protected.
Bye, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
We need to ensure that our veterans can come to a medical center that is safe, and we need to make sure that our employees can work in a medical center that is safe.
And VA doctors here, they stress that more security measures are needed given the patient population. Many of the veterans that they see, they are experienced in using weapons, and they also said many are also, unfortunately, suffering from psychiatric issues. Now, again, these metal detectors, they hope to be installed by the end of next month. In Decatur, Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.